Hello, Stationery Squad and inky enthusiasts. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for being here. Thanks for finding me. It's been a couple weeks, definitely since I filmed a video and got one up and posted. I can't believe it's the middle of November. I'm just sitting down to do currently inked. The pens have been inked since the beginning of the month, but it's been a busy month. And if I sound a little different today, more raspy, more sniffly than normal, that's because I am dealing with a little bit of the vid bug, I think. Special thanks to the person that gave that to me on my travels back from the Chicago Planner Conference. It's not been fun, but it's been a while since I've had it, and I know I have it a lot easier than a lot of people. So let's get into the inks while I still have a voice, shall we? What's in your pens this month? I hope something is beautiful and making you happy every time. Mine is kind of a hodgepodge of inks. I definitely felt like October was too dark for me. If we look back in October, where are my October? Had a lot of dark colors in October, and I found myself reaching for the lighter ones of these quite a bit. So for November, I definitely wanted to lighten it back up. And the new Act 2, or second part of Wicked, is coming out, so marketing is everywhere. And I love Wicked. I loved the book when I read it in the 90s. Yes, I am that old. I loved seeing the play or musical 10 years later. I kind of forgot how different the book was from the play, and then I've enjoyed the movie, so I'm really looking forward to it. So there's a little Wicked coding in these things, but mostly I just went for things that just made me happy. So I don't really know how they're all going to look together, which is kind of interesting, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, I'm out of recording shape. You're going to see several new pens, a couple that I've unboxed here before, and one that I picked up on my travels to Chicago. One of those new pens that you saw me unbox was this beautiful Bonecrusher Periwinkle Blue. It made the trip to Chicago. I loved being able to talk to other pen people about the wonders that are Bonecrusher and their can't feel them threads. And I looked through my stash to find a good color that I think would be a good match for this, and I ended up with Robert Oster Wind. I think I want to fill that whole hexagon in with my itty bitty unicorn medium. I may have had a lingering blue on my Kakamori nib here to start with, but this has this nice sky blue. It's got hints of pink and purple in it sometimes, so at least in the swatches. Not always coming out in the writing, but you know how that goes. So we're going to call this the Glinda side, the lighter colors there. All right. And speaking of our Glinda, the good witch, how good is she really? It's always good to have both sides of the story, right? So I have here my Opus Coloro Sparkly Pink. I don't really know what it's called. I bought it secondhand from Cool Person. And in it, we have Van Dieman's Lilac Roller Breast, which is a great match because it's a pink sparkly, a light pink sparkly ink. You see those pools of pink shimmer in there? I probably should have saved that one. That one's now probably I'm gonna have pink shimmer in all of stuck in my Kakamori channels. It's gonna affect all the other samples. Also choose these first two colors because they were very similar to CPC colors were navy and pink this year, so this was a good combo just to have at the conference as I wrote. Whoops. Guess I should probably write down what the ink is in. I really like the Van Dieman's Birds of a Feather collection. I have several samples from that. I have a video a few months ago when I picked them up from Venice, and I made painted with them, and they're just so fun. Next up, we have the Magna Carta M600 that I picked up at the Colorado Pen Show. So already the pen show's in rotation. No sitting around waiting for their turn with me. No. It is inked with Montblanc Enzo Ferrari purple. Lesson learned, this one did not travel well. Even though nibs were up, so I had lots of blurping, so ink may be kind of running low because it really went everywhere. Now you can see some railroading even as I'm working. I think running out of ink, and I probably just need to refill it already. All right. Reload in progress. Much better. I think the converter, and I'm not even sure because I bought it secondhand if it's the one that originally comes with this, but I don't think that the converter can feed, it's slowing the ink down and it can't feed the feed fast enough. I did do a little research and it said you could eyedropper these, so I may look into that so we don't get the railroading issues that we've seen so far. But this purple is so good. I'm really bummed that so much of it was lost. Of course, it had to be the Montblanc limited edition ink that goes everywhere in a pen that you didn't actually write with. Couldn't have been something like a $4 sample of a Dieman. Oh no. Oh well. Live and learn. I don't know why I had this because I don't have as many inks as I thought I was going to have. Whoops. I have a couple carryover pens, but all right. So we'll call that the Glinda side. And now we'll have the Elphaba side. So you know that's going to be greens, right? Of course it is. Now, I took some liberty with greens. So the first is really a teal, not a green, but what are you going to do? Like, I was going to not travel with a teal? No, thank you. All right, kind of changed my mind of how I wanted this layout to go. But the next color, the next pen is an Esterbrook. This is the Nouveau Blue. And in it, we have my ride or die ink. Of course it had to go. Because if I'm going to die, I'm going to have my ride or die ink on me. And this is Emerald of Chivor from Chivor. This is also another pen show mix-up. Not mix-up, but I had Kirk Spear grind this one, so it is a cursive smooth italic. There's that one. I wrote it in French, but I'll say it in English because my French, especially when I have a cold, is not happening. This is a nice rich teal, and it does have some light greenish gold shimmer to it, but doesn't always come out in the writing. Or apparently in the swatch today. Must not have gotten deep enough in there. And then, of course, it's Elphaba, so we're going to get into some greens here. And we'll start with a new pen that I got National Fountain Pen Day at Atlas. That was crazy. We'll talk about that in another video when I have more of a voice. This is the Diplomat Viper. What I loved about this, I saw it at the pen show, thought a lot about it, didn't pick it up, and really what I got to it, I'm going to annoy so many people at work because I'm just going to be like this in meetings all week. I mean, how many times will that break? Like the magnet wear out eventually? We'll put it to the test and see. This only comes in one nib size, and that is a fine medium. I'm not sure. It's fine/medium, so it's not like Japanese where we like combine them. So I'm not really sure. I think it writes on the finer side of a German medium. I think it is German nib. Okay. Did I say what was in here? And it is Birmingham Pen Company's Emerald Fusion, which I think is perfect Elphaba green. I almost wrote Elphaba green. Oh no. Warmer green. Remembered it being more of a, maybe not. Maybe we're just going to lean into the emerald. Okay. And last, here is an Elphaba pen. This is the Pelikan M800 in the green demonstrator model. I love this pen. It's the most expensive pen I own. I got a killer deal on it to make it car payment level, not mortgage payment level, where it usually lives. But I'm always afraid I'm going to lose it, so it doesn't leave the house. But it is just this big fat nib and super wet writer. So it is inked up with my favorite standard green, which is Pennonia's Hannover green, which I think also used to be called Pelikan green. So I don't know why they changed it. Or maybe it's just called something different in the US versus in Germany. I do not know. This green leans on the cooler side of the greens, slightly to the blue. I mentioned that I didn't quite use all of my October inks, so I do have a couple pens that I am carrying over. The first one, I don't think I barely wrote with this at all. And it's not the pen's fault. I just had a lot of choices last month too. So I'm going to carry this one over since I think it's a good match for it. And not necessarily wickedish, but just I think we'll complement it well. And this is the Penlux Delgado and Snowflake, and inside of it is Dieman Moon Dust. And also still with lots of ink left to go is the TWSBI 580 in smoke, and in this is Sailor Shigori. Okay, so that's everything that I've got inked up. Oh, did you catch that sheen on that Emerald Fusion? It's not quite dry, so it's still a little on the wet side. But we'll take a look at all of these. So here we have the Bonecrusher and Robert Oster Wind. I mean, look at that combo. It's just killer. And then we've got our Opus Coloro and the Van Dieman's Lilac Roller Blast. Can you catch that shimmer? I don't know. Got our Magna Carta. And we're learning to use with the Ferrari purple. Such a good match. And then we're calling that our Glinda side. And on our Elphaba side, we have our Esterbrook Nouveau Blue and Dieman Emerald of Chivor. And now I think you can pick up some of that green shimmer that's in there, green gold, maybe, and a little bit of red sheen. Go all in. And then we have our Diplomat Viper and the Birmingham Emerald Fusion. Last but not least, our Pelikan and Pennonia's Hannover Green. So thanks so much for watching. Sorry this video was a little not quite my usual, a little down, but a little less energy, not down, because I'm excited to be here with all of you, and I'm so glad you came in and you're still here. Thank you so much. Until next time, keep ink on your fingers. Yep, I'm in the middle of a project for my Inkmas partner, and keep being awesome. Bye for now.